pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Whenever you're ready.
Mr. Brendel?
Here.
Mr. Miller? Mr. Quinn?
Here.
Mr. Tantman?
Here.
Mr. Weiss?
Here.
Mr. Zelnick?
Here.
Mr. Martin, not here. Ms. Lodge, not here. Chairman Pearsall?
Here.
Thank you.
This meeting is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meeting Law. Notice of this meeting was included in a list of meetings sent to the Co-Star, the Asbury Park Press, and it's posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building, and it's also on the borough website. Approval of the minutes from the November the 12th meeting.
I just have to, excuse me, Chairman, make a little note, if you read it, that there was a correction. Mr. Zelnick was not present at the meeting, so his vote should be removed. I didn't catch him
Okay.
from the October 22nd meeting, so the word "not" has got to be added to that.
Okay. Thank you.
Make a motion, we accept the minutes with the correction as stated by Janine.
Second.
That was Mr. Weiss? Thank you. Mr. Brendel?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mr. Tangman?
Yes.
Mr. Weiss?
Yes.
Mr. Zelnick?
Yes.
You can abstain.
Abstain.
That's the meeting you weren't at. No, I apologize. The November meeting, I'm confused, Mom. Let me think about this. This is the minutes of the November 12th meeting.
Right.
You can vote on that because you were present, so I accept you. Yes,
I was present.
yes. Mr. Pearsall,
Yes.
sorry about that.
Correspondence, there's none per se, but Janine has put a New Jersey planner in everyone's
Just
place.
information,
So,
that's why I,
read it over and maybe you'll glean something out of that. Our old business is Owen and Melissa Quinn, Resolution 2015-14. Like a motion on that?
Make a motion that we accept resolution 2015-14.
Seconded.
Mr. Brendel,
Yes.
Mr. Weiss,
Yes.
Mr. Zelnick,
Yes.
Chairman Pearsall.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, John.
I just wanted to bring something to the attention of the board before we move on to the application. Recently, we approved some construction at 560 Mercer Avenue. These were the Kevin and Marie Butler. They came here and they were going to move the existing utility pad and have another one installed in the rear. They're going to add an existing deck in the front of the house, will also be removed. They're going to change the first floor, and there'll be a living room, dining room, kitchen, and master bedroom with a full bath. And you asked him if it was being gutted, and Mr. Dooley replied, yes, it was being gutted. This were the people that were talking about bumping out the walls and everything. Well, if you go there now, it hasn't been gutted. The building doesn't exist. It's actually just a foundation and a chimney. And I was wondering if that would concern us at all, because we approved addition to a home that's not there. Also, you asked a question. I have the minutes. As Chairman Pearsall asked about dry wells, Mr. Dooley replied the gutters were not going to be installed on the home. He explained that the home has a rafter which won't allow for gutters, therefore there would be a drip line. So we didn't press it, but now the roof that didn't allow gutters isn't there anymore.
Well, there's a new roof that wasn't going to allow the gutters.
Well, there was...
Because it was open rafter tails.
Okay, because he was putting in a new roof, a small new roof that's going to be 90 square feet. Okay, so that's the one that wasn't going to allow... Well, now there's no roof. So my question is, since we approve something that isn't happening, they're complete. It's like a new construction at this point.
Yeah, well,
So could we ask the code enforcement officer to go over there and see if they're following the plans that they have and what they're doing?
let's refer to you, Mike. What do you
Yeah,
think?
I mean, it's,
That's what the zoning office is supposed to do.
yeah, it's beyond
Well, let's
our,
ask,
We can't do anything with
it's
that.
beyond our scope right now, but we can certainly make that request, and that's part of their duties, I would think, to follow up on that. Obviously, we have a resolution that we would expect to be complied with.
Right. But the question is, how do you comply with improving a home that doesn't exist? That's,
Well, they have to
Well,
stay within
they
the
have to stay
footprint
within the footprint,
and the
right?
plans that were
Yeah.
given to us, right?
So then, should we make a motion that we talk to the zoning officer?
Something for,
Or is
I
this
I
Lou's
think
job?
we should tell him that we have concerns and he should look into it. I think maybe another concern Mr. Tangeman has is that he probably approved it thinking that most of the building was gonna stay there.
Yeah, I think that was all.
The plans.
That's what
that
Yeah,
was the impression that was.
yeah, the plans was an addition in the second floor.
And it's wiped out, and if you're gonna start new, maybe you wouldn't have approved it the way it is.
Or certainly, they'd have to amend their building permit to accommodate more work.
So how would we go about that?
My suggestion, I think probably Lou is the best one to follow up on that, either by
I'll give you.
contacting, so if you want to do a motion, requesting that our board engineer contact the zoning officer to follow up on this.
Okay.
You want to make a motion?
Just make a motion that Mr. Lebosco contact the code enforcement officer and take a look at 560 Mercer Avenue.
I'll second that motion.
Mr. Brendel?
Yes.
Mr. Quinn?
Yes.
Mr. Tangeman?
Yes?
Mr. Weiss?
Yes.
Mr. Zelnit?
Yes.
Chairman Pearsall?
Yes.
I just want to add to that, what I was saying is that a lot of times what happens is the applicant believes that they're going to be using the foundation that they have, and then it turns out they can't use the foundation that they have. And everything is because of building codes. So things may change after this board.
Well, I think you said the foundation is still there.
The foundation is there, there's the concrete is there.
Yeah, but if they
nothing
take the
else.
foundation out, then they can move it back to where it's supposed to be.
Well, that's, yeah, but that hasn't been moved yet.
Right,
There's a
right.
chimney and the foundation, there's nothing else.
And that may be a point we always want to bring up during the meeting about the foundation.
Well, usually when someone says they're putting an addition or a second floor on, you know,
You have
they
one
don't.
wall.
Well,
One assumes there is.
that one wall thing has to do, you know, nobody does that anymore, but sometimes they might get into it and find out that it's rotted worse than they thought, or all the plates, the amount of fixing is not worth what they're saving.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna find that out.
But that isn't what the variance they came for was.
Well, I think the variance they came for was the structure, the building, its envelope, its position, and its size. But of course, they asked for it in an addition kind of way.
Right. Addition usually means adding on to the existing building.
It wasn't portrayed as a knockdown, what you're saying now, it's
No,
not, it's a
that's not-
knockdown.
No, well, they did not knock it down, because the foundation is still there.
Well, everything else is gone, the foundation is there.
All but a knockdown.
You can't knock it down and leave the foundation.
Well, a few days ago,
Understood.
there was a wall there, now the wall's down, so maybe the foundation is next, I don't know, we can't imagine what's gonna happen, but.
Well, maybe at the next meeting, you'd be able to.
But that does happen. A lot of times the building department says it's not structurally sound, and that has to be replaced. And it can be a way to get around variances.
Okay, so we pretty much squared away with that? Feel good about that, John?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Before we have our new business, I want to just thank Mr. Kittredge, Ms. Blasco, and Janine for all that they've done for our board in the year 2015. And I'd also like to extend that feeling towards all the board members. I think that we've had a fairly successful year, and I wish everybody a Merry Christmas and/or a Happy Holiday. Whatever you
Thank you very much.
Maybe.
Likewise.
You will.
And same to you, Mr. Pearson.
Thank you very much. Thank
I
you.
think you did an excellent job this
Yeah,
year.
well, I'm trying. I'm trying.
You had a good year this year.
Yeah, I think we did it pretty good. Well, our new business tonight is the Wayne, is it Mackin Road? Mackin-Rod, okay. And he has the property at 564 Church Street, block 59, lot 33, and he wants to put on a second floor addition. So we'd like to bring you up, and your partner, are you gonna speak also at all, or?
No, he just wants to push.
Okay, so if you stand, we're gonna swear you in, we're gonna swear our engineer in, and then we'll proceed.
You just raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth tonight's proceeding?
I do.
Okay. And Mr. McEnroe, you're at 564 Church Street, is that correct?
I own that. That's
Okay.
not my residence now.
Okay. And what is your residence?
233 Portapeck Avenue in Oceanport.
Thank you.
You can have a seat. So before we, you get on with what you're saying, tell us a little bit about the property and how, have you recently purchased it, or have you owned it a long time? Just fill us in with a little background information first.
I've owned it for about 6 months, I guess. I acquired it through a tax lien foreclosure. And as part of what I do is I invest in tax liens. And normally I don't acquire properties, just occasionally like this one came up. And bottom line, we fell in love with the area and the property, and we're looking to move there.
So you do want to make that your primary residence
Yes.
then?
Just what, bring the microphone closer. if you don't mind.
Yeah. Do you have a starting point that you would like to?
You have to bear with me, I was supposed to have my architect here with the protocols, but he's home with the flu.
Let's see. Okay, do you have something that you want to say, first?
I made some notes,
Yeah,
hopefully
and
I'll answer all your questions.
another way that we could do it after you do your notes is we could go through the engineer's checklist, it has a chart
Okay,
here.
my notes try to answer,
You trying to answer those questions?
Yes.
In pretty much the same order that they were listed?
Pretty much.
Okay, so go for it.
by way of introduction, I'm Wayne McEnroe, it's my wife, Diane McEnroe. I'm a semi-retired engineer and management consultant. Diane's a retired FBI agent. We have one son who's a senior at West Virginia University, graduating in June. Right now, we live in Oceanport. I have a large 150-year-old Victorian house that's keeping me alive. And I'm looking to downsize and get into a house that's energy efficient and maintenance-free. We like the area, especially the neighborhood. One of the primary things I really like about it, the best fish and chips and ice cream in New Jersey are within a block of the house. And we've been coming here for years, frequently, there's 2 places. Anyway, this house has continuously been used as a single-family home for over 80 years. It's currently about 1,100 square feet. It has 3 bedrooms, 2 of which are undersized, that barely take a bed, maybe a small dresser. It's got a very small kitchen and a very small living room. What I'm looking to do is to add a second floor to the existing house to make it more functional and livable. The property is located in a B2 zone that's immediately adjacent to an R5 zone. This B2 zone runs along Route 71 to the west of my property. The B2 zone, however, does contain both commercial and residential uses right now. The corner of Church Street and Route 71, which is immediately adjacent to my property, is commercial. If you travel north along 71, excuse me, the next 4 properties are single-family residences. then it goes to a small strip mall, the 7-Eleven, another small commercial building, and then finally at the next one on Pitney, there's another single-family house. Directly to the south and east of my property along Church Street are R5 zones which allow single-family residential homes. Again, even though my house is in the B2 zone, it's always been used as a single family. It's right adjacent to the R5 zone, and it doesn't front on Route 71, which I would assume was the original intent of the B2 zone. If you travel along Church Street, there's a mix of 1- and 2-story single-family homes. The adjacent buildings along Route 71 are all 2-story. Therefore, I feel the proposal for a 2-story home is appropriate for the area. The front yard and sideline variances are existing, and no changes are being made to create any additional variances. All the changes remain inside the existing footprint of the building. The proposed addition requires a front yard setback variance. 30 feet is required where it's presently 21.08 feet, which is proposed, but the existing home is already at 21.08 feet. However, in the application, we're proposing an open front porch, which is currently enclosed and is a partial attempt to mitigate this variance. As the face of the front porch is 21.08 feet, the actual enclosed portion, the southeast corner, is 30 feet from the property line. I feel these alterations pay respect to a home that's been part of the fabric of the neighborhood for many years, and at the same time complies with the spirit of the required front setback. There are side yard setbacks on both sides of the existing proposed home. One with the setbacks for B2 zone would result in a home or a building that's less than 15 foot wide. A 14-foot wide home would be more like a trailer than a building. I don't feel a home that narrow would be viable. The setbacks are existing, and the proposed construction would not alter these existing setbacks in any way. The existing garage at the rear of the property, I intend to just repair and use for storage of my yard and garden equipment and supplies. The existing driveway apron is 11 feet wide in good condition, as are the sidewalks and curbs. No changes are planned for them. The existing driveway will be repaved. Where dry wells are not proposed, I don't feel they should be required because the existing and proposed coverages remain exactly the same as they are now, with a coverage percentage of less than 40%, where 75% is allowed in the B2 zone and 50% is allowed in an R5 zone. I feel these variances should be granted because the proposed home is consistent with the style and character of the neighborhood. It's economically viable to renovate the house using the existing foundation and first-floor structure. Renovating rather than demolishing and rebuilding satisfies the criteria of your sustainability ordinance. I feel this property cannot be viable commercial use due to the nature of the grossly undersized lot that would make it difficult to design a commercial building that meets the requirements of the B2 zone as well as parking requirements. The single-family home will have a positive impact on the street that's predominantly residential in nature. A home will require less parking, therefore leading to less traffic and congestion in the street. Additionally, the existing home is dated and run down. A newly renovated home will bring a sense of pride to the neighborhood as well as two nice and friendly residents. And that's basically what I'm asking.
So, board members, any questions?
Yeah, the porch that exists now, you said it's a covered porch?
Yes.
Is it enclosed?
Yes.
So you're gonna open that up?
Open it up, yes.
You're gonna open it up, okay, so get rid of the closed portion, it'll just be the roof?
And I'll give it
Yeah.
a more airy front yard if you want.
And that porch is gonna be what, about 8 feet deep? Or is it gonna be 7 or 8? So basically, you'll be going back almost 30 feet.
Right.
And you'll just have a porch into the setback.
Would you entertain drywalls?
If I did anything, I'd probably put rain barrels there, because I like water for the garden, but the area right now, it's all sand. And I have a tough, during the summer, I couldn't even grow grass there. because it's all sand, I'll probably have to put some topsoil in to get these. But water doesn't seem to be an issue. Okay.
Well, you know, over the last number of years, we've really been pushing that with our, you know, applications because we want as much of the runoff to stay on the property and not go down into the gutters and, you know, out into the waterways. So I think, you know, I would like to see you consider that, or to make a firm commitment to the rain barrels. Because I have rain barrels on my own house, and like today, I could have filled up 20 of them. You know, I really could have, and, you know, I see it as a, you know, as a positive thing. So I'd like you to think about that, you know, one maybe or the other, you know, to keep that water on the property, and you could use that for, you know.
Yeah, 'cause I'm trying to keep the water on the
Yeah,
property.
well, wait a minute. I also noticed when I was looking at the property today, in fact, I had never even noticed that house before today, but I said, wow, this could use a little fixing up.
Yeah.
There are a couple of trees in the front. Now, are they on your property? There's a pine tree and there's a holly tree.
Okay. The holly tree, I believe, is part of the next property. The pine tree is mine, and I'm looking at taking that down.
Completely, or?
I had two tree people, and they recommended taking it down, because I was looking to get it trimmed away from the house.
That's what I was thinking.
Right. And they said, by the time you trim it, you're gonna kill the tree, just take it down and put something else there.
Okay, so that would be, you know, if your plan, then
Yes,
replant
definitely,
a
yeah.
tree of some
Because
sort.
right now, it's into the electric wires, so
Mhm.
have to do something.
Okay.
I have a question about the front of the house. Now, the main house, you have a covered porch in front,
Right.
and then it looks as though the main wall of the house is 7.9 feet back, according to the plan. Right?
Oh, the 7.9, oh, yes.
So,
That's fine.
now, you're saying that from the corner, that front right-hand corner there of the house to the curb is gonna be, to the property line is gonna be 30 feet?
Yes, if you look on the survey part of it, it's noted there it's 30 feet.
On the what?
On the survey section, top right.
Right. Yeah,
It shows 30 feet to the edge of the house, but 21.08 feet to the edge of the porch.
I don't see it.
21.08 here.
21.08 is to the front corner of the covered porch.
Right, and then back's 8 feet. or
In the
7.
section where the driveway is shaded and the house is shaded.
Yeah.
So the closest the porch is to the street is 2108.
Right.
That's the closest it is.
My point being, that the addition on the second floor is forward of the front wall of the house. So is that gonna be encroaching on the 30 feet?
Oh. I don't know. But, again, as far as that goes, the commercial building next door,
Well, you said that you were gonna be
30 feet.
conforming to the 30 feet, so I'm asking you what's,
Okay. Again, that's my architect's notes that he gave me.
If you measure, it's very close to the street,
to that wall of the house?
behind the porch, yeah.
Yeah,
But
he's
above
got
the porch, it
second
steps
floor,
out
it's
2 feet.
stepping
That's what
forward.
he's saying.
The second floor is coming out past the porch.
2 feet.
2 feet?
Right here.
Yes.
And this is above the porch. So it's 28.
Well, I don't see a 30-foot mark on here anyway. I don't see the 30-foot, the building envelope mark.
It's not really 30 feet, it's 21.08 plus 7.93, which is 29, right?
Yeah, 28.8.
Okay. The main thing I'm trying to do is stay inside the existing.
Well, you know, you gotta be exact with this stuff.
Well,
All right, how about if I withdraw that comment about the,
Well, it has to do with whether or not you need a variance for the second floor of the house or not.
But he's getting a variance for the 21 point.
But he doesn't need it for that. That porch is already there. He's not touching it.
Still need,
It's still a
needs a
need.
variance.
But
He's in setback. Yeah. It's an existing condition, but he's still,
He's putting in a new porch, so that's where the setback is, 21.08. That's the variance.
And the requirements are 30?
Yes.
Anything else?
But he doesn't have a dimension from the property line to the second story of the house.
I'm mistaken. I thought he didn't need a variance for the porch work since it was existing.
Change.
What?
It's a change.
yeah, definitely.
If you just leave it alone, he's fine, but because he's changing it, he's gonna commit to the variance.
Just like the other variances.
What?
And the 2 feet over from the second story.
Other than the topic we're just discussing, the other
I was
variances,
under the
this
impression
doesn't
he's
change
not
it.
looking for a variance.
Yeah.
It's-
Well, it's the existing one.
But
But I think what's happening is, he's asking for the second story, and it's not listed. That's the point you're trying to make, right?
Yeah, yeah.
except the basic variance application is for the 21.
It's for 21, yeah. All right.
You know, I was more of a comment to say we're trying to,
Open it up.
Open it up.
Spatially open it up
Right.
to 30 feet.
rather than leaving a closed porch the way it is right now.
Just for the board's information, it was properly noticed for, among a number of variances, the front yard setback, so. Did notice for a front yard setback.
And just to be clear, you intend to use, there is a basement here.
Yes.
And you're not planning any deck off the back?
No.
So have you pretty much looked at the foundation and it can take what?
Well, that was the
you're
first
doing?
thing we did.
Yeah, because like it's ringing a bell, like what John said earlier, you know, with the applicant, you know.
Structurally, the house is fine. The architect went through the thing and, you know, no problem putting the second floor on. And the other point, as far as the front yard setback, I took pictures, well, I took it off Google, for the commercial property next door. I'll do like copies if you want to see.
Yeah, why don't we mark that?
It's in the home zone.
Yeah.
Is that all the same pictures?
Yes.
It's gonna be A1 mark.
Okay.
It's
Back around, it's a photograph of what?
The commercial building next door, and then my house.
John.
And basically what that's showing is the commercial building next door. I think the setback's about the same as mine. But they have a fence and some type of little fenced-in area that I think they keep garbage containers on. That's only about 7 or 8 feet off the property line. So their structures come out way past mine, and my house physically looks like it's set back a lot further than that commercial.
So do you feel like your sidewalks and curbing are, you know, up to speed?
Yes.
Yeah, and how about the walkway towards the house? Would you keep that, or would you?
I'm debating what to do in the front of the house. It's not in the best of condition. I think I might regrade it some.
So I, you know, when I was there this morning, in the rain with my umbrella, I noticed that, you know, the curbing looked satisfactory and the sidewalks looked good. And, you know, the front, you know, walkway didn't look too bad, but, you know, if you're gonna have a nice spiffy house, you know,
Right.
you might.
That's what, I figured that's gonna happen. It's typical when you start doing a renovation.
And are you gonna, did you say you're gonna, like, replace the driveway with,
Yes.
with a blacktop or?
Yeah, just replace existing.
Yeah.
Now, replacement of the driveway, that would be a variance if it's gonna be that close to the property line.
Was it supposed to be 2 feet off?
2 feet if it's residential, 3 feet if it's commercial.
Which is
So-
this?
Well, is it being replaced or is it being repaved?
Repaved.
I'm just saying that it doesn't meet the borough standards, the driveway, because it runs to the property line. It's not 2 feet if it's residential.
But isn't he requested a variance for the way it is now?
Yes, I'm just bringing that point out.
It seems that the house, the way it is now, is not conforming to any of the existing parameters anyway,
All in one, eh?
right? I mean, which is not your issue at all, I mean.
Well, a lot of times the board likes to, get rid of as many variances as possible.
Well, the driveway now is 11 feet at its, 11.3 feet at its narrow point. What would you say is the minimum that you could do it at that narrow point?
I think you probably want at least 10.
So that would just about do it for the residential requirement.
And pretty much it's going to be residential if you allow a single family house.
Right. We've gone through this before, over here next to Doolin's. They wanted some stuff to be residential and some stuff to be commercial, but I think we made it all the one.
When we look at it as an R5, it's just as a guide.
It's just what, though?
It's just a guide.
Janine, there's also an aerial photograph, I'm going to mark that as A2.
Okay, I don't have one.
Next one back. There were a lot of them, just like.
Brian, you have to share.
I looked at the bottom. So I think what Mr. Labasco is saying is that since you might be doing driveway work anyway, maybe you should consider conforming on that so we don't have to get a variance on it.
If I have to, maybe I will. My problem is, when I go there now, it seems kind of narrow.
Right.
My wife is semi-handicapped, and I'd like to keep as much as I could in there.
Well, I mean,
I
you're
just
gonna
thought I could just
you're gonna be
maintain the
repaving,
driveway.
right?
What?
You're gonna basically be putting in new pavement, right?
Right, but I figured exactly where the driveway is right now.
Yeah, but there's nothing to say the driveway can't come over to the house.
It can't because there's one little section in the middle of the house that juts out.
Yeah, that's the only,
where that
that's the
11
only, that's the only pinch point, let's say.
Well, it's not, in front of that is a gas meter.
Okay.
which is towards the front of the house.
How far out does the chimney stick past?
What?
The chimney.
The chimney is about the same distance.
Okay.
Because my original thought was to pave up to the house, but I got the gas meter right there. So I'm kind of stuck with starting about the same distance from the house.
I have pictures of the house if you want to pass them around.
Any further questions from the board?
Thanks.
And you're staying, you want to stay compliant with the height, right? 30,
Yes.
proposing 30, I'm saying 30.9.
32, okay.
Yeah, 5.5.
So to kind of like sum it up, pretty much you're keeping everything the way it is except making it better, you know, you're gonna make the driveway better, you know, take out the old junk, and just put in some new stuff. And you're gonna, you know, build a second floor and renovate the first floor right over the existing, you know, footprint. So, I guess this would be time to take any voice of the public, since, is there anyone that wants to speak, come forward? Seeing that there's no one coming forward, I'd like to put the application to a vote now.
I just have a question, Mr. Chairman, because there are two issues
Yes, sir.
that
Okay,
I'm
so
not sure.
do we need to vote twice?
No, what I mean is, you address the rain barrel versus dry well issue, and is there?
Do we need to
is
get
there-
that firmed up?
And is there a finality with the driveway?
Okay. So let's
Those
do
are the
that.
two issues that just have to be resolved, and then.
All right. So what are you gonna do about the rain coming off your house?
I'll either do rain barrels or dry well.
Well, even with rain barrels, there are size requirements. Isn't that correct, Lou? We've been through this before.
Yes. There
It's
are
not just a
requirements.
barrel at the downspout, it's, they become,
The law probably would not include a lot this size.
excuse me,
The law of
rain barrels?
stormwater management in New Jersey would not be included in a lot this size.
Okay.
The disturbance is not, that would be required. But we usually resize the dry wells for an inch and a quarter rainfall. And we could size the rain barrels the same.
You need an awful lot of rain barrels for an inch and a quarter.
What do you mean an inch
rain.
and a quarter, an inch and a quarter an hour, or?
Yeah, it's the standard for stormwater management.
So, yeah, you would need a lot of rain barrels. I was watching today, gutters all over the place, you're going
Well,
crazy.
it would be an inch and a quarter over the area of the roof. And then that would, that's how you get your volume.
The surface area, yeah.
Yeah.
So then are rain barrels really practical?
I think we found out once before that they aren't.
They are at my house.
Well, you didn't have to.
I didn't have to do it, but I did it, kind of because I'm interested in it. And I'm telling you, you can satisfy a lot of your water needs, with, a couple of simple rain barrels.
Well, that's the question. How many rain barrels would you really need to do this, to take the place of the dry well? If, I don't think you'd want, 20 rain
I don't
barrels
think you
around
could
your
have
house,
enough
right?
rain barrels.
So is there any way of determining now, like, what the rain barrel requirement would be? It's the square footage of the roof times 1¼ inches
That would be the volume you want to store.
in the rain barrels.
I mean, you could figure it out and you'd have one for each roof leader.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
I'm sure when we put this commercial property to the left of him, I wasn't here for that, but I imagine
I don't think it ever came before us.
Came before us.
it came before all of us.
Planning board.
I'm wondering if they were made to put in drainage and wells and things of that nature, I would hope, right?
Lou? What?
No, this was quite ways back.
Really?
But when you were saying, though,
We
this,
did this
the
now,
size of this
50.
property doesn't pertain to the,
Let's you see what they're doing at CBS.
you're saying that the size of the property, it wouldn't pertain to the runoff of the water.
Well, the requirements in stormwater management to have a water recharge, you have to have a disturbance of more than a quarter of an acre to require. We don't go by those rules. We ask for dry wells specifically if coverage is more than the ordinance allows.
So, Mr. Macaron, are you willing to put in trials?
I guess, I don't know what's involved in that.
Well,
If I have to, I have to.
Lou, could you give them like a brief,
Yeah.
summary?
I'll go send you what the volume has to be. Most people put in perforated ADS pipe with the volume required.
Are they huge?
No.
Okay. But again, I'm thinking of the size of my property. It's not that big for me to go start digging, doing disturbances.
Put it under the driveway? That's coming out anyway.
So, per the board engineer's specifications.
For the driveway.
So we have that.
Then the other issue is the driveway. Well, in the front of the property, the driveway is almost 2 feet off the property line anyway, isn't it?
This is my suggestion on this, is to just keep the driveway where it is. And let them just pave it and not ding around, with, a half a foot here or a foot there, just to, make that part of the application.
Because the overall coverage on the lot is still only 40%.
It is.
And if he was just redoing the driveway, would he have to get a variance for it?
No, you'd probably just
Do
do
a
it.
repair now.
I mean, isn't that essentially what this is? It's just a repair?
Yeah, all right. So
I purposely didn't try to extend the driveway because I
Right.
didn't want that to be an issue.
Just leave the driveway, it's just a repair.
Yeah.
So it's a non-issue.
It's
It's a non-issue then, right?
Non-issue, but nevertheless, he's noticed for the side yard setback, so he's covered that. He's covered basis for the variance request.
All right, so that's good. We took care of the voice of the public. Now we need someone to,
I would make a motion that we, now do we have to do two motions here? One for the use and then one for the,
I don't think that's necessary.
Okay.
So,
so we're,
there are, because, it's not, you have a use and you have control, but it's difficult to separate the map with the.
so we just need to do one?
Yeah.
Okay.
There are applications that I think that should be
Different
done. I don't think that we need to.
So I'd like to make a motion that we grant the variances that are requested, the condition of dry wells being added to the property per the engineer's specification.
Unless all variances are the use variance.
Both, yes, all the variances.
I'll second that.
Mr. Brendel?
I'm gonna vote yes on this property. Basically, the size of the structure and its location is not changing at all. Just needs going up. So the fact that it was put where it was, where it is, when it was built, you have no control over that. There are a lot of variances, but it's a small lot, and it is what it is. So I'll vote yes.
Mr. Quinn?
I'm also gonna vote yes. I think that you're doing something good in regards to giving up the enclosed porch. Yes, you're gonna be a foot or a foot and a half over into the setback, but the fact that you're giving up 5 or 6 feet, it's gonna be an open porch, I think it's gonna look nice.
Mr. Tangeman?
I'll also vote yes. You're not increasing any nonconformities on the rear or sides. You're sticking to the present footprint. You're opening up the porch, which will alleviate some of the closeness in the front, and you've agreed to put in the dry wells, and I think you'll have a nice addition to your house, so I vote yes.
Mr. Weiss?
I also vote yes, I think it'll be an upgrade to the neighborhood, good luck with it.
Mr. Zelnick?
I'm gonna vote yes, for the same reasons everyone else said. I always am the last one, and I have to repeat what everybody said, but it's gonna look nice. It really looks like it's gonna be a big improvement.
Mr. Martin?
I'm gonna vote yes, and actually, I'm the last one, so there's nothing for me to say at all. So, good luck. It looks like it's gonna be really a nice property you've done. Good luck.
Chairman Pearsall?
Yes. The architectural drawing looked wonderful. When I was actually shocked to look at the property. When I looked at the property, I said, wow, this property could use some TLC, and hopefully you'll be the people to do that, and I wish you well.
Congratulations.
We have a motion.
Make a motion, we conclude the meeting?
Second, yep.
Okay.
Go back around, there'll be a resolution prepared and it'll be adopted at the January meeting.
January, I don't know, whatever the fourth Thursday is. Off the top of my head, I don't remember. I was, when you do
I think
that,
28.
I'll forward you the copy, who's their copy.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay.